The new man who bought Vicky drove his Hilux van further into the forest. He said almost nothing to her. The silence in the car was heavy and terrifying. Vicky sat alone at the back, feeling the slaps he gave her still burning on her face. The darkness outside grew absolute. It was now the dead of the night. She could not see anything except the narrow beam of the headlights cutting through the trees. The car bumped violently over the rough earth track. Where is this man taking me? She worried. She was sure she was heading toward a place of no return, and the thought made her feel desperate and sick. The long, silent journey continued. Vicky realized just how weak her body felt. She had not eaten since the previous day. Her stomach hurt and her head felt light from the hunger. She was almost fainting in the back of the car because of the lack of food. Every time the car hit a bump, she felt a wave of dizziness wash over her. She knew she could not survive the journey much longer without something to eat. The thought of collapsing from hunger pushed her past her fear of the dangerous man. She had to speak up, no matter the risk. Vicky could bear the hunger no more. She shouted at the man who was driving. "Please, sir. I am starving. I beg you, give me food. I haven't eaten since yesterday morning," Vicky said. Her voice was weak but desperate. The man, who had been driving steadily, finally stopped the car suddenly. He did not look at her. He reached into the front seat and quickly threw a small loaf of bread and a bottle of soft drink to Vicky. Then, without a word, he restarted the car and drove off again, moving quickly as if he wanted to make up for the lost time. Vicky grabbed the food and drink quickly. She was not concerned about being careful. She tore open the wrapper and began to eat the bread with great relish. The sugar from the drink and the energy from the bread slowly brought strength back into her body. "Oh God. I'm starving," Vicky said. As she finished the last piece of the bread, her mind became clearer. She felt a sudden rush of determination. She looked around the back of the car. The man had not tied her up, and she was not blindfolded. She was completely alone in the back. "I can escape," she thought. "This is my only chance," she said. Vicky began to plan. The car was moving fast on the narrow, dark bush path, and jumping out would be very dangerous. She knew she could get seriously hurt. However, she knew that following this man was a death sentence, so the risk was necessary. She waited for a moment when the car slowed down slightly on a tight turn. She took a deep breath, praying silently to God for courage. This was a jump into the complete unknown, but she had to try. Her life depended on this one desperate action. "If I die, I die. If I survive, I survive," Vicky said. Without any more hesitation, Vicky jumped out and landed hard on the rough ground. The impact was rough, but she immediately scrambled to her feet. The man stopped the car almost instantly. She heard his door open and knew he was coming for her. She was terrified and ran as fast as her legs could carry her into the deeper darkness of the forest. The trees offered a little cover, and the moon gave just enough light to guide her frantic dash away from the road. "Oh God. Please save my life this night. I don't want to die in this forest," she said. The man started shouting behind her. "Come back here. You cannot escape. Stop right now." His voice was full of fury, and she could hear his heavy footsteps crashing through the undergrowth behind her. Vicky ran blindly, pushing branches out of her way. Her clothes tore on the thorns, and her skin was scratched and bleeding, but she did not stop. The sound of the man's shouting grew louder, making her pump her legs faster. She knew he would show her no mercy if he caught her now. "It is better for me to die than for this man to catch up with me. I will keep running," Vicky said. She ran deep, deep into the forest until her lungs were burning and her legs felt like lead. She finally saw a dark opening in the side of a rocky hill. It looked like a small cave. She crawled into the small space and pulled some thick leaves and branches across the opening to hide herself. She lay there panting, trying to be completely silent. The angry shouts of the man were now very close, maybe just a few yards away from her hiding spot. She stayed absolutely still, waiting for him to pass her by. "God, please hide me in your wings," Vicky said. She listened until the man's footsteps and shouts faded away completely. She was still deep in the dangerous forest, but she felt a small, precious victory. She was cold, alone, and without food or water, but she was free of the man. "I don't know where that man is taking me to," she thought, shivering as she huddled in the cold cave. "It is better for me to die here in the forest than to follow him." To be continued.